One sec, one sec.
Tweeting out the live status.
Then I'm gonna go to Twitter.
Oh, actually, give me 1 sec while you do that. You're back.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo! Got some people in here. Matthew just took a step back really quick. We'll be right back. What's up, Matt?
All right, I'm back. You got people straggling in here.
You got some stragglers in here. Click on the chat button. Good to go.
Yep.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron Guy Betting Show. We're gonna name it later. I'm your boy A2. I'm here with Matt. What's up, Matt?
How you guys doing? Glad to be back again for another betting show.
Yes, yes. So be sure to follow us on Twitter at the Gridiron Guy, the Gridiron Guy. We'll post more plays there. There's right now. This is just what we have. Our strongest lean is what we have right now on a betting card. Just give you guys a recap of what we did for the first week of NCAA. Matt went 2-2. Congrats, Matt. Was up 0.4 units. I went 1-3, unfortunately.
Well, more importantly, in the Aaron versus me head to head, I'm 1-0 as he was.
Yeah.
Michigan spread, and I told you that was a lock. Michigan was to blow Western out of the water.
Well, so I didn't end up playing that one. what you were up on was which I posted on Twitter later, which is good to follow us on Twitter. You had Clemson money line. Oh no, you had Georgia money line, and I had Clemson money line.
Yeah. Oh, so I got you. I'm 2-0 versus you then.
So technically you're 2-0, which is fine. There'll be more stuff later. So the plays that you hit last week were Georgia, good call on that. Georgia money line plus 135, and then obviously Michigan to cover the 17.5.
Then I had Oklahoma, which was a weird one. If anyone was watching that game, they're up by 23.5. I think the spread was 35 or something like that, and I felt good at 23.5, and then the wheels fell off. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, it was.
Yeah, you had them. You had Oklahoma minus 31.
Yeah.
So the only play I hit that we talked about in the show was Army plus 120. I obviously lost the. Again, I tweeted these plays out, so I lost the over 31 points for Alabama Miami game in the first half. So I missed that one, and then obviously the Clemson, and then LSU. Which was
I warned you, if the Chip Kelly's wearing a visor again, you got to be careful. And then Charbonnet's over in UCLA too now. Got to be careful with them. They're a little frisky. Yeah. The West Coast.
Yeah, a little frisky with the West Coast. So you want to touch on NASCAR? How you did on NASCAR?
Yeah, so NASCAR, anyone's following those picks or trailing those picks, that was a big week for us. I gave you guys one pick for each race. So there was 3 races. The truck race, which my most confident bet, was the John Hunter win. Unfortunately, that was one that didn't hit. He finished second place, so it was still a strong race. But then I hit Kurt Busch to finish in the top 10, so that was like plus 140. Then we had a Noah Gragson win. If anyone tailed, that was plus 700. So that was a big one for us there. And then I round up with Max Verstappen and his home track in the Netherlands. He won at plus 110. I got him at. So I think I ended up being plus like 7 or 8 units there off of the motorsports this last weekend. So that was definitely good to get some kind of momentum for us here.
Awesome. So you want to talk about the NASCAR plays you got for this weekend?
Yeah, so I guess building off momentum here, we're going to Richmond, a short track. There's only 2 races for NASCAR. They're both going to be on Saturday. The Xfinity Series is going to be during the day. I don't really like that race very much for the Xfinity Series. I'm actually going to really not touch it all. I might throw some just flyers out there that I can post for you guys, but there's nothing substantial going on. However, the night race is the Cup race. That's where a lot of the main drivers are in. That's the one that I'm absolutely love. Like, this was like circled on my calendar of I'm going to hammer this race. So just the first one I'll lead into is Christopher Bell to finish in the top 10. That's at minus 135. So you can bet that straight up. Or if you wanted to parlay that with any NFL or college picks if you liked, basically he's top 8 in raw speed at very similar tracks. He finished 4-3 in the spring. This track's known for really long runs, which means like a lot of laps together. And he was top 6 at both of those in the last 2 races here. So to me, top 10 is very manageable. Next one is going to be Stenhouse Jr., top 20 at minus 140. Again, similar metrics. He was in the mid-teens for all those. So top 20 is very realistic. And he's finished top 20 at this track in 8 of his last 9 races. Moving on again, just going to rapid fire these. Eric Almirola in a matchups on DraftKings, minus 115 over Kurt Busch. Eric Almirola actually won New Hampshire, which again, similar track to this, like 1 mile track, flat, a lot of heavy braking. He won the race here a couple months ago at New Hampshire. He's bringing that same exact car to Richmond. So I'm not saying he's going to win, but I think he's going to be a top 10 threat. Kurt Busch has not finished in the top 10 6 straight Richmond races. And then all of his metrics that I spoke of are not good. So I think Kurt Busch is definitely going to be a nice pick there. And then the round up, my last one is I'm going to hit on all 3 of these. But the one I like the most is top 5. But if you want to get a little greedier with the higher payouts, you can do top 3 or win. And that's Brad Keselowski. He's very good at Richmond, dominated this race last year. In the spring, he had one of the worst strategies I've ever seen for like a NASCAR race and really messed his race up. But he is a top 5 car in all the metrics at these tracks in the last 2 years. I love Keselowski for this race. You get him at FanDuel, too, to outright win at plus, I think it's 12-1. And then top 3 and top 5 are like plus 330, plus 140. But, to round up my 4 big plays this week for motorsports in general are going to be Eric Almirola over Kurt Busch at minus 115, Stenhouse Jr. top 20 at minus 140, Christopher Bell, top 10 at minus 135, and Brad Keselowski, top 5 at plus 140. And like I said, any of those, they're not crazy payouts, but any of those you like, feel free to bet them separately or parlay them with an NFL bet or a couch ball bet, baseball, whatever you're into. But those are my 4 NASCAR plays of the week.
Okay. I definitely am happy we have a Google Doc so I can parlay those. Hopefully you guys are writing them down because he's giving out gems here.
I gave you the one earlier in the week, too. I had Austin Dillon top 20 at minus 180. And then literally 6 hours later, it's at the minus 220. So I was able to hop on it early. But, yeah, they quickly adjusted that line.
They will quickly adjust the line, especially when they see. That's one thing about Vegas. Vegas is not like to lose money.
I saw Butkus in the chat here. I'll throw out. I have no Formula One plays. I'll have to wait till after the sprint races tomorrow. But I don't know what to expect from Monza. I hit Max last week. I might bet Max again. He's always a safe bet, but I have no plays for Formula One at this time.
Sorry to disappoint you, Bucka. You said you had some baseball plays, right? I'm interested to hear those.
Oh, I have
because you did say you were done.
One baseball play. It's Max Scherzer, a future bet to win the NL Cy Young. He's down to plus 250 right now. Since he's been a Dodger, he's been absolutely lights out.
Yeah.
if you look at his stats, he's first in the majors in WHIP, first in majors in opponent batting average, top 5 in strikeouts, top 5 in ERA, and he's the same amount of wins as Walker Buehler, who's like the other co-favorite. I just think the baseball writers, they love to give it to who's hot late, especially playoff contenders. And nothing against Walker Buehler. I just think Scherzer's a better pick. And I also think it'd be cool to see him win signing for a third team now. So I think he's definitely going to be for 250. It should be like almost a toss up between him and Buehler. I think at plus 250, I'll give me Scherzer all day.
Oh, and really quick, we got 5 subscribers here. Shout out to you guys for subscribing. I don't get the notifications on the screen just yet, but I get them on my phone. So appreciate all you guys subscribing. Give you guys a shout out. Madden King 1990, Adrenaline One, Mrs. Armstead. Oh, nice. Bucka, thanks, Big Bucka. And then Nickel 59. That's KFO. He's not here, but I definitely have some plays for Kenny. So let's jump into NCAA really quick. Did you have any NCAA plays you liked this week?
I'll let you lead off here. I only have 1 or 2. I really is focusing on NASCAR. I actually have a lot more NASCAR bets, but again, we'll post them on Twitter. I don't want to spend too much time having NASCAR bets, but
gotcha.
I got a couple college games, but I'll let you take the reins on this one and just run down what you got.
All right, so I got to play for KFO, Kenny Foisey. Hopefully we can get him on the show. He's a little busy with work.
He's supposed to be the third member of this team, by the way. This is supposed to be a 3-person betting show, and he's not shown up to one of these yet.
That's okay. He's busy. Busy guy. He's a busy guy. Me and him both like this play. He likes Army minus 5.5 over Western Kentucky. He has some tidbits here. Second best scoring defense last season for Miami, and best defense in FBS for yards against. And they're returning 6 starters on that defense.
I'm gonna stop you real quick here. All you have to say, it's 9-11 and it's Army. I mean, it's Army a million, dude. That's where you just cut yourself right there. Just all
exactly. That's all you have to say.
Army on 9/11. This is going to be the boys going to be prepared to play.
They're going to be prepared to play. And then again, the triple option is always hard to stop. And then he did write 9/11 USA by a fucking 1,000. That's what Kenny wrote.
It's correct. I mean, we're all on board with that. I mean, if you don't bet on Army, then you just hate America. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so that's one I really like. Army minus 5.5. And then he wrote down here Tennessee plus 3. I was looking at this play. I wasn't too confident in it, but he likes it. So, if there's ever a play that Kenny likes, I like to get on there as well. He wrote tight game with both teams having offensive struggles. Milton was very shaky in his first start against Bowling Green. It was very shocking. Tennessee obviously has the weapons. That's what he wrote here. But yeah, you're getting the points. Might as well play plus 3.
Plus 3 versus Pitt. So I had to double check who they're playing.
Yeah, Pitt. Sorry. I didn't say that. I'm sorry. Yeah, Pitt.
Versus Pitt.
Yep. And another one he wrote down here is Kentucky minus 5.5 over Missouri. He wrote, not your dad's Kentucky football team will beat less talented teams. Will Levis is the quarterback for Kentucky.
Dude, I have no idea.
This is all Kenny, but
so he can't even defend himself right now.
He's not here, but I would say, he wrote Kentucky won 5 of their last 6 against Missouri. That's the only thing that piqued my interest of why I might tell that play. Yeah. Some college football games I like besides the Army game. Navy versus Air Force. That game got moved up. It was going to be in October, but I guess they forgot that 9/11 was falling on a Saturday, so they decided to move that game up. Obviously, for reasons that we all know, it is the anniversary of 9/11. But Air Force over Navy, I'm liking Air Force over Navy. Air Force is the better team. They're minus 5. They're minus 5.5. I think it's still at minus 5.5. So get that before it moves. Ohio State versus Oregon. Oregon's expected to be without 3 starters on that defense, including
Thibodeau. Right? We were just talking him up, and now he's not going to play, so it's tough.
I think he plays. If I'm being honest with you, I think he plays. I don't think that, but right now the line is at 14.5. I got it at 13.5. I'm still comfortable at 14.5.
Is that?
Yeah, it is in Columbus. So, and I think it's a noon kick too. So you got a West Coast team flying in, playing a noon kick, which is really 9 o'clock their time.
Did it worry you at all? Again, it was the first game of the season, but Ohio State looked a little very good and also very bad. They were definitely. I thought they should have blown Minnesota out, and then the game was much closer. So I don't know. Does that change your opinion at all, or are you just riding Ohio State because of the overall talent that they have in that roster?
Overall talent that they have on the roster, and they were playing without some of their with a couple of their starters too. But I think it was just Strauss' first game in a away environment that the crowd was rocking, so he kind of came out too amped, so he had to calm himself down, obviously. And you saw what he did in the second half. I don't think he was like 5 for 7 for like 3 touchdowns. And then there's just too many offensive weapons. They have a three-headed running back rotation that they can just deploy at any time. So I don't think Ohio State is going to be close under or close point spreads in most of their games this year. Just the way the Big Ten is looking so far. I mean, obviously Penn State looked pretty good against Wisconsin, but we got to wait to see about them. Oh yeah, thanks Bucka. Yeah, we are affiliate. Thank you for that. Congrats on us becoming an affiliate. Those are the two games. Oh, sorry. University of Michigan versus Washington.
Interesting. What's your play here?
I like the over 48.5.
Okay.
I expect a lot of scoring in this game. I don't think we saw the real Washington team last week.
I'd hope that wasn't the real Washington team.
Yeah, and I believe they were out some of their receivers too. So the spread for the money on this one is you follow the money here is 48% of the bets for 98% of the money. So that's just a big money spread. That's why I like that game.
Yeah, I actually picked Michigan in a parlay. It's like the only things I really did for college ball is like 4 games I hit on. Most of them are just favorites. But I'll just roll through mine really, really quick. I said Michigan money line. They were -7 spread, but I just figured at home, Washington's supposed to travel. Michigan's doing a Maze out. I believe they're going to wear Maze jerseys for the first time, and I don't know if ever, but I'm pretty sure they're going to wear Maze jerseys on Saturday.
It's a night game too, right? Night game.
Yeah, so if it's a night game and Michigan's wearing Maze jerseys, there's a weird thing in Michigan where we joke on Michigan September Heisman's, where that's just how the program is. I think Michigan's come off the gates like 5-6-0, and then they'll run in some random losses in the Big Ten play. But this is a game to me that just, again, smells like a Michigan win. I don't know by how many. I just think it's going to be, especially if Washington's not that good or as good as we thought, I think it's going to be another easy Michigan win, even without Ronnie Bell, who's out for season. I think it was a knee injury.
Yeah, fortunately for Ronnie Bell, man. I actually, as you know, I'm not a Michigan fan. I'm, obviously,
you're a hater.
I no, I mean, I don't have a reason to any of the schools. So I mean, I kind of like who I grew up, watching. But I actually like Ronnie Bell a lot as a receiver. There's a couple of Michigan receivers I like over the years, like DPJ. Ronnie Bell is a guy I liked a lot, and to see him go down, especially a guy who he probably could have had a chance at the NFL, probably wouldn't have been drafted high, but he'd have made some noise in the league.
And then just to touch on the last 2 real quick, I got Michigan. I had Texas over Arkansas money line. I think Texas, they're not back. It's by any means, but I think Texas is still very talented. Like Sarkisian there. I have Iowa in an upset. I don't know if maybe because I'm tailing my Indiana loss last week, but Iowa looked very, very impressive. I am not Matt Campbell or Matt Canada. I always forget his name at Iowa State's head coach. I'm not a believer in him as much as everyone the rest of the nation is. So I think Iowa is going to just run it down their throats and just old school Big Ten football and just bully like the state school brothers, you want to call it. I think Iowa, and they're plus 175 or something like that. So it's great odds.
Yeah, so I'm still looking a little research on that game. I didn't want to put it on the show. I will lean towards Iowa minus. I think they're -2.5. Last time I checked.
And then they're plus 2.5. Iowa is.
Iowa. Oh, that's right. That's what I meant. Iowa's plus 2.5.
Yeah. And then my last play was the Army. We already touched on. So those are the 4 games I did. Just Michigan and Texas, both touchdown favorites. Same about the money line. Army, there's no chance they lose. And then Iowa, I figured, like I said, maybe there was a statement game last week. Then today or this week, a statement game on top of the Indiana game. So those are the only 4 games I touched. So who else did you have to round up yours outside of you had the over in the first half? What was it?
No, over 48.5 for Michigan, Washington.
That's what it was.
Ohio State minus. Well, I had at -13.5, but I'll probably play it up to -16.5. I wouldn't play it higher than that. And then the Air Force over Navy, right? Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, Air Force over Navy. And then I had a parlay too. I'm probably gonna post this up on Twitter. It's kind of a parlay. It's a 16 parlay. I got Army, Air Force, Kentucky. These are all money line plays. So Army, Air Force, Kentucky, uh, Ohio State first half money line minus 450. They burned me last week. Hopefully they don't do it to me again. That's the only play I missed in that parlay I had. And then Miami, Florida, money line first half minus 275. And then I had Hudson Card over 1.5 touchdowns at minus 175. So parlay those all together, get plus 700.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. It's always hard to follow. So we'll post them up, especially the parlays. But for the most part, like we're definitely on Army. There's nothing we are against. Now I think about it.
No.
Yeah, because I didn't play many college games, but nothing sticks out to me. So you didn't even hit on the Iowa pick either. So maybe we're on the same page here. I didn't see.
Yeah, the slate, the college football slate this is week 2. So normally it's besides a couple big games between the Big Ten and the big in a Pac-12 with Ohio State and Oregon and Michigan, Washington, and obviously Iowa State. So there's a couple big games, but a lot of the games like Coastal Carolina is favored by almost 30 points tonight against Kansas. Not touching that game.
Kansas stinks, dude.
Yeah. Alabama's favored by 54.5 against Mercer. You can probably take the over in that game. The over is at 60.5. So if a team's favored by 54.5, taking the over points would be just terrible.
70 on them. Can I bet that? Can I bet an alternate points on Alabama and just hammer them?
I think you can. Hold on one second. I think my camera's wigging out here.
Yeah, you're twitching a little bit. I guess to switch real quick to the most important news of the weekend is it's week 1 NFL. You guys already started off hot. If anyone tailed that yesterday, a Buccaneers money line and the over, and I was at plus 150 roughly, but that was definitely a good start. And the money line was a little tight there for a second, but the Buccaneers and Tom Brady to pull through. I gave some games last week, and actually the money has made those plays less enticing. I guess you want less. I don't know. It's just the that spread increased. I told you guys bet San Fran -7 last week, and now it's the -8. I'm still on Carolina at -4. Jacksonville, I was on at -3, and now it's 3.5. Still love Denver at -3, and I still love Baltimore, even with all those injuries at -4. Again, we can touch on those 5 games or if you have any other ones, but those are the 5 I'm going with. I guess we'll start with the San Fran for me. It's just because the Lions, they're not going to be good. That's all I got. They're not going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll play that line all the way up to 9.5. The Lions are touting out Penei Sewell at left tackle, and he's primarily been playing preseason. As 2 days notice or two-day practice to switch over to the left side and go against one of the best pass rushers in the game. So I don't like that for him, unfortunately.
Sorry if you go head-to-head versus Nick Bosa.
Yeah, say what you want about Nick Bosa's political stuff, but he's a dog. I had a prop in that game. It's part of my my big parlay that I got is Jared Goff to pass. Yeah, Jared Goff to pass for 250 yards. I think they're going to be down. They're going to be down, so they're going to have to pass the ball.
I'm worried that they're going to get down early and San Fran is just going to just run all over them and milk the clock. So I know the logic behind it. I just don't think the Lions have a passing game or I don't know. That makes me nervous a little bit. I think San Fran can destroy them, and anything Lions related, I don't want to touch.
Yeah, What about I also liked not TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle for over 60 yards receiving.
That's something that player prop I have no clue. I don't think we've seen Kittle play with a healthy Debo and Ayuk, so I have no idea if Kittle's gonna get less targets and less yards because they're going away from the receivers, or if he's gonna get more with just mismatches, no more double teams across the middle. I guess with the Aaron now is MIA, so I guess I'll just take over for this next game, brief portion here. Carolina -4, I like. It's also money line -200. Pretty much that game is I don't like the Jets at all either. New head coach. Their whole secondary is young. They're all either first or second years in the secondary. There he is.
Oh, shoot. My bad.
Pretty good. I went to the next game, Carolina game. I think the receivers in Carolina are very underrated with Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Terrace Marshall, who I love. McCaffrey's back. Sam Darnold revenge game.
Yeah, the Sam Darnold revenge game for sure.
So even with Robert Saleh, who I do like, I just don't think the Jets are going to have anything for Carolina. I like the coaching staff. I like the personnel. I like the matchups, all favoring Carolina. So to me, -4. I might even bet up to like -6.5 for a touchdown. So I think Carolina is going to roll on that one. It's also one of those two games, Carolina and San Fran. If you're in any survival pools, those are the two games I'd really look into for your pick for the week.
Yeah, so I was going to touch on that. So that's a lot of people's. It's not a lot of people's survival play. So you can kind of save a good team by playing them. And I think the rookie head coaches. I had a stat. I think I submitted it out to you. They were like 2-11 their past last 13 games with head coaches in their debut.
Yeah, and that's not even including where you're going to rookie head coach with a rookie quarterback. So it's double whammy for whatever stats that can be with for the Jets.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm sorry. My bars are low. I don't have any props for that game. I didn't feel comfortable playing any of them.
I haven't looked at really any props in general, except for I'm just trying to get into some of these money lines and some of these spreads before. I feel like week 1 is actually a little easier, just because
no one knows.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think you can smell like, oh, that team stinks. I know they stink. They're giving a benefit of the doubt because week 1, but I know they're terrible.
Right. 1 second. Sorry. The chat saying I'm glitching. Am I glitching your screen?
Yeah, you look like you're very what's pixelated.
Pixelated. Yeah, I'm gonna go off my camera. I'm gonna go off my camera for now. Put you full screen.
Oh, I'm full screen now. Look at this. Now you guys get the whole view where I'm at now. Love to see it.
No, well, you're not full screen. You're not full screen right now, but that's all right.
Anything else? The Carolina game. We're trying to go through these technical difficulties.
No. Well, chat. Is my voice good at least, or is my voice pixelating too?
You sound good with me, but see what they say.
We'll let them go. Go ahead to your next game that you had tossed on.
Yeah, next game I got is Jacksonville. Again, it was -3. Now it's at -3.5. Money line is -190. Similar thing with what rookie coaches. This one's different because we're getting a rookie versus rookie for head coaches. Even with Tyrod Taylor being named the starter in Houston, I kind of respect him as like a Fitz Magic type of guy where they're a backup quarterback that's not completely terrible. I just don't think Houston's roster it's embarrassing, in my opinion. The Lions in Houston, I'm going to bet against every single week. I don't like anything about them. I touched on it last week in Houston. They have a rookie head coach. They lost Watson. They lost J.J. Watt. They traded Hopkins. Their GM's been a mess. Everything about that team to me is dysfunctional. Jacksonville doesn't get a great start in the summer with Urban Meyer, but I feel like it's still going to be a cakewalk for them. Lauren, like every single level of the field, I feel like every position group that Jacksonville is equal or better to Houston. So I love Jacksonville just to, again, mop up Houston. I don't like touching any of these teams that
Yeah, no, I agree. This one is two rookie head coaches, but I think Jacksonville has a better roster for sure. I don't think Kenny had a, or no, was that you? That's you that put Jacksonville -3.5 on the sheet.
Yeah, I was going through my 5 NFL.
Okay. Here. So it's funny because I think we might go against each other on your next game, the Denver -3. I kind of like the Giants in that game to cover or to outright win.
I just like Denver because I really like Vic Fangio as a defensive mind, and they had some struggles last year. I think that's mainly from the quarterback position, a lot of inconsistencies, also some injuries defensively kind of thinned them out. They were getting Von Miller back. Their secondaries improved. They brought back Simmons. Now you have Teddy Bridgewater quarterback, again, Cortland Sutton back. You have Jerry Jeudy actually analytically played very well, statistically did not play well. So I think Fant tight end, I just love what Denver has. I think they're definitely a 500 team this year. And I don't know, the Giants to me also I just don't trust them. I think last year's a fluky year. They had like a mutiny with Joe Judge in the offseason. I don't like Jason Garrett. So Jason Garrett versus Vic Fangio. Give me the Vic Fangio-led team all the way. I'll touch on right here, bucket for you. I didn't do any Formula 1 yet. There's a lot of qualifying things going on. My buddy's on Lando Norris. I did not touch Formula 1 just yet. I need to see what's going on tomorrow. But yeah, I'll probably not betting Max just because if he's plus money ever, just bet Max Verstappen.
Awesome.
So what was your counterpoint for the Denver the Giants? Why are you? What's your you going for the spread or are you going for a money line Giants?
I am kind of leaning towards moneyline Giants. I think both coaches are kind of on the hot seat between Judge and Fangio. Fangio, because the offense for the Broncos, it shouldn't matter who's at quarterback. They have the receivers, they have the tight end play to put up points. So, and then in their defense is it's a very good defense. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, they got the safeties and some good corners. So they should compete for the division. They won't win the division obviously because the Chiefs are in the division, but the Giants are.
They're a 500 team, in my opinion. The Denver, they're like that 8-8 or 9-8, 8-9, that kind of range.
Yeah, but they should be better than that just based off the team that they have. And then just to give you a brief summary, the money is almost fairly even, 51% towards the Broncos, 49% towards the Giants. But the Giants are only taking 41% of the bets, where the Giants are taking 41% of the bets, and the Broncos are taking 60% of the bets. So the money spread is kind of leaning towards what I'm thinking is to take the Giants +3. It might even get to +3.5 by the time game time goes. So I'm kind of leaning towards that game.
Yeah, because people are on the Saquon hype. I love Saquon, drafted him, but I just somewhat the Giants team and Jason Garrett running the offense. I'm staying away. This will be our first.
I would say Jason Garrett is a good offensive mind, but not a good head coach. Sometimes those guys are just really good.
Still disagree with that. So it's the first time we're going to go head to head for NFL here. So I'm going Denver.
Well, last thing before I let you get to your next game, the Giants are 3-2 in their last 5 against the spread. But so is Denver, so that doesn't matter.
There you go. Now this is the toss-up now, according to you. All right, here we go. Last one I got. I love, even with all the injuries, I love Baltimore -4. It's also going to be a -220 money line. Plain and simple, I don't like – I try to bet against teams that think stink, and I think the Raiders stink. Their one strength, touched on this last week, was our offensive line, and they just completely scrapped all of it. They had no receivers. I don't think their defense is impressive either. So Baltimore to me is always a well-coached team. Who cares who the running back is? And only sign Latavius Murray. As long as Lamar Jackson is there, someone's going to eat in the running in the backfield. So Baltimore's defense is still going to be a Baltimore defense. Maybe not as good as it used to be, but still going to be a relied upon stable defense. So to me, Baltimore -4. I am not concerned at all going into Vegas Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I was going to wait because I thought the game was going to flip a little bit more towards or giving more points to Vegas, and it's going to tempt me to possibly take them, but I just don't believe in Gruden as a coach, so I will probably fade them the rest of the way. Just like you said, I mean, it's not like they lack talent, but it's just
contract still, so he could be there for a while. I'm not sure the buyout is, but he's like he's like a college ball contract.
I don't think he has a buyout. I think it's fully guaranteed.
Oh yeah, he's like a who is that? Gus Malzahn, when he had like the craziest contract with Auburn, when it was like if they wanted to buy him out, they had to pay him like $60 million. So they basically kept him for 3 more years.
Yeah, exactly. There was
a 5 I had. Do you have any other games? So there was a 5 I had. I don't know if there's anything you want to touch on there.
No, so I was gonna say this slate, besides taking heavy favorites in a parlay, I mean this slate really doesn't tend to really leaning towards many games against the spread besides the Lions or 49ers, besides Carolina. Those are the two games I like in spread. Oh, and Jacksonville. Those three. The other games is you can go either way. I want to wait a little bit longer just to get some kind of more information on who's going to play, who's not going to play. But I do like some player props though. I have about 10 player props.
Oof. It's like me and NASCAR bets. I just keep on seeing ones that I like and I just start writing them down.
So I already give you one. Jared Goff. I actually quoted you the wrong yardage. It's actually plus 224.
Okay, if he can get 224 yards, he might as well just retire.
I mean, if he can't get that, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Next one I like. Did I give you? I didn't give you the full thing. Ben Roethlisberger over 267 yards passing. I think there's gonna be a shootout in Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing is it worried all last year when they played each other how Big Ben just got absolutely just owned. I think that was the game in Buffalo where he threw I think 2 pick sixes, one for sure. But the Buffalo defense you're ready to play, does that worry you at all? But
wasn't that was later in the year, correct?
Yeah,
that wasn't. Yeah, so
they started off they're like 10-11-0 Steelers, and they fell off the face of the earth in the second half of the season.
Yeah, so that was early on. So no, it doesn't really scare me, just because I think because Buffalo later in the year, it's hard to throw the football around unless you practice in it. It's a pretty windy city. It's kind of a hard place to kick and throw. So it doesn't bother me too much. And it's early this is earlier game, so his elbow could be feeling great. Maybe later in the season he wasn't all the way healthy.
You only have so many weeks where Big Ben's banged up, and then you throw in. He did lose weight though, so maybe that'll help him for his durability.
What, about 40 pounds?
I don't know. It was a lot though. He's Big Ben for his weight last year, so maybe he did need to lose some weight here. Help
yeah,
a little bit.
So that one, Big Ben is minus 105, and the Jared Goff is minus 115. I have a couple more. I had 10, so that was only 2. Matt Ryan over 294.5 passing. We touched on this earlier in our betting show that we thought he can lead the league in passing yards. So he has some work to do because what Tom Brady and Dak put up last night. So
294. Didn't he have 400?
No, I think Brady had.
That was a lot. All I know is because they had 2 receivers like Cooper and CD had like 220 combined. So I mean,
I think Brady had the 4, and I think Dak had like 389. Trevor Lawrence over 244 passing yards. I think they're gonna get the ball rolling with him. Jameis Winston over 260 passing yards. They're gonna be down that game, and famous Jameis.
I want Jameis from a couple of years ago where he can
slinging the ball.
I want him still slinging the ball. So
slinging the ball around.
Just 48 targets to anybody. I don't care who it goes to. I want him throwing the ball.
Tyler Boyd over 50 yards receiving. I like that play a lot, especially with I do think we'll see a good amount of chase, but I think there's gonna be still what we saw last year from Zach Taylor's a heavy passing game.
It looked like too that Taylor is a disciple of Sean McVay, so you see a lot of 3 receiver sets. I believe they actually led the league in 3 receiver sets last year. So yep. I think Chase is still getting back into like football speed, and because he missed all last year for sitting out. Had some preseason struggles, but there's definitely a repertoire with Tyler Boyd and Joe Burrow. So what was it against? How many yards was it?
50 yards.
Yeah, I can. That's easy. That's nothing.
Yeah. This one, it could be a trap. I don't know why it's so low. But Antonio Gibson over 17 yards receiving.
17?
Yeah. So
they word up McKissick?
Yeah, it's because I was telling George this last year. Later in the year, they started running them both out at the same time, but I don't think it affected Gibson's receiving numbers last year that often. But maybe this year they think so. But the reason why I'm playing this too is because Curtis Samuel is not playing in this game.
I like 17. I could easily see one check down or a screen pass from Fitzmagic. Then Gibson has the ability to break it for 20. So that's why I agree with that one. So I'm with you now on the Gibson and the Boyd so far. The other one is
with the passing or
these two.
It's the first week. You're going to see crazy numbers first week. Robbie Anderson over 4.5 catches.
Interesting. I touched on already how the Jets secondary is just trash. So
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting play. And the only thing I'm curious with Robbie Anderson is if there was any sort of connection with him and Darnold on the Jets, if that's going to carry over to Carolina.
It
Because
should.
he had a huge year with Bridgewater last year.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what's going to happen now with, again, new quarterback. You know, he already has some sort of experience with him. And I want to see, too, I'm very high on Terrace Marshall, and then McCaffrey's back. So I think the whole Carolina offense is going to change a little bit. I do think, just another side tangent, I think they're a sleeper team. I think Carolina is a very good, 9-8, roughly, just nothing crazy. I think they're definitely a competitive team.
I see them finishing second in that division.
Yeah.
But Robbie Anderson put up really good numbers the first couple weeks of the year, and that was with Chris McCaffrey, so I'm not worried about McCaffrey.
Okay.
And then with Samuel not being in the offense, I think it still opens it up for him on the outside still. This one is the only one I'm leery about, but my logic is I think it was being a high scoring game. Is Kareem Hunt over 2.5 receptions.
He is a third down back. Chubb's not really known for catching. Yeah, the Chiefs are going to score, so
yep.
I definitely can see it. But yeah, that's one of those ones. Is it plus money or is it minus?
It's minus 110. So
Okay.
All these are minus 110, except for the Robbie Anderson was minus 130. And then I have my last one here. This is the number 10 is Jonnu Smith over 2.5 receptions. You're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets from the Patriots. And this is minus 145. So this is the juiciest one of the player props I gave you. So this is probably one of that could be almost a virtual lock, but I just see them run a lot of 2 tight end sets. So I think that you're going to see the tight ends lead that team in receptions.
Especially you look at rookie quarterback, there really is a number 1 receiver or really a number 2 receiver there. I don't like Jacoby Myers and Nelson Aguilar, to me, aren't anything special. Belichick had a very big affinity for Hunter Henry, but I think he's going to use him more as a blocker and just an overall, not a fantasy player, but he loves his football talent. But Jonnu Smith, like you're saying, he's going to be their game breaker. I also like their backfield too. I'm not sure what the props are, but in fantasy purposes, I think Damian Harris is going to have a big season. If he ever goes down, they want to split. I think Stevenson's a pick right up too. So the Patriots to me are another weird team where I don't to expect, but I just trust Belichick. I trust McDaniels, and I think they start to have a vision of how this offense to run and not trying to have force Cam into their system, which didn't really work out.
Oh, for sure. Also, shout out to Big Lee Chu for subscribing. Chu, I'm sorry I didn't see it come across my screen. I was having difficulties with the laptop. My bad, man.
It's understandable.
Yeah, dude, it's rough over here. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know what's going on. This is why when we stream, when George and I are together, we stream off his. Yeah. So also really quick. So all those 10 props I named, you can parlay those for plus 43.
430 to 1.
What'd I say?
Yeah, it's probably 430 to 1.
No, it's yeah. So $5 will win you 2,300. So
I'm gonna do this too. I'm gonna send out one of these a week. I love doing teasers for NFL games. If you're not familiar with teaser is, it's you get to pick the points added on. So usually I do the +6. So basically, if I took, for example, if I take San Fran -8, I tease it. I get San Fran at -2. So I like to do this, and I'll throw 8 games together. So it makes it a little interesting where it's like an alternate line, but you do it for every single game. You can do over unders or the spread. So if an over under is 40, you can get it at under 46 or over 34. Then I'll definitely send one out because again, there's some spreads I really like this week. So I'll definitely put an 8-team teaser out just for fun.
For sure.
Payouts aren't crazy, but again, it's just it's a fun thing to do for me to see how these actually turn out.
Yeah, and teasers are fun. Yeah, be sure to follow us on Twitter. I'm gonna definitely screenshot.
We posting all the picks on there.
Posting all the picks on Twitter. These are just the ones we're super confident in right now. Get it in while the line moves. Especially on Matt's NASCAR picks. Because we definitely see the line move a lot on those.
One thing I would say with NASCAR is maybe I should be a little more just post them out earlier. because the lines in NASCAR don't change usually after like a Thursday. When they initially post, which is like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever they initially post, you'll see them change actually frequently, especially the top 10, top 20s bets, and then they get very stable after that. You'll see a high volume change as well right before the race. So yeah, I would say I'll post things if I see anything off the top of my head when they first get posted. Outside of that, I would say it is safer to bet earlier than later in NASCAR. But especially if we see or I see something I like, that's when you want to hop on it before, again, like you're saying, it does move. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
does move. It does move for sure. Um, I think I already touched on Kenny's picks. I don't think I have any. We do have a fantasy G parlay that I definitely want to get out to you guys. we said one last week. I think this one's a little different than the one last week. He has Colts money line over the Seahawks.
it was just we'll throw in here too. Just with that, Carson Wentz was named the starter, so he will be playing on Sunday.
Of course, the football team over the Chargers. Dolphins over the Patriots, which
this is a shaky parlay, but I love it for the fantasy G.
I love it for the fantasy G because it might hit. Packers, which money line minus 195. That should almost be a lock. Giants over the Broncos. He's on the same step as me on that one. Chiefs over the Browns. Rams over the Bears. Bengals over the Vikings. Going out on them there, but I like it.
I do like the Bengals. That's the
one. You like the Bengals?
The one the Washington game to me is a pick'em game, so that's not crazy like Washington. The Bengals game is like plus 160-ish, I want to say. That's one game I do like. I don't think Minnesota is very good, and Cincy, I get with Joe Burrow, we'll see. They're frisky.
They are frisky. 49ers over the Lions, virtual lock. Just bet your mortgage if you want. Buffalo over the Steelers. Panthers over the Jets. Minus 200 for the Panthers. Falcons over the Eagles. Cardinals over the Titans.
Is he picking every single game? What's going on here?
It's 14 games, and then Jags over Houston.
So he picked everything but the Monday night game.
Every Monday night game and a Thursday night game. So this is all This is all Sunday. George can be a millionaire over on a Sunday.
Zone prepared for this.
This is paying out plus 224,935.
Lucky if you guys posted for wins.
It'll be a pinned tweet on our Twitter page, so you can see it. All right. Anything else? Anything else you got? Or we can end it.
The last one I have is as a Rams fan, very biased Rams fan. The only thing I have for that game is I did a same game parlay on, I think it was DraftKings. Yeah, I took the Rams money line, Rams first to 15, Rams first to 20. That paid like a little over like plus 150, nothing crazy.
Right, so heavy. Yeah.
But to me, it was I think all those are easily going to happen. If the Rams are going to win, they're going to score 3 touchdowns, and I think they'll hit both those first. So to me, I thought that was a nice little way to getting the Rams at minus 400. You can just do that and get it at much better odds.
Oh, this is one thing I'm looking into right now. Georgia versus UAB. Team total for UAB under 10.5. I'm trying to see if I can find good odds for that. What I saw of Georgia's defense. Granted, I'm gonna wait because they have a little COVID issue, so they're not releasing who has COVID. So I kind of want to wait and see what members, if it's on the defense or the offense. But yeah, UAB under 10.5. That Georgia defense. If you can hold Clemson to a field goal.
Yeah, 10-7, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember if Clemson even scored. I think they scored, but
10-7.
Yeah, 10-7 or 13-7, wasn't it?
It was plus 140 money line. That's all I need to know.
Oh, it was ugly. It was ugly. Yeah, nice. But yeah, if I can find Georgia or UAB under 10.5 team total, I'll lock that one in.
I guess we'll close up with any quick DFS plays, or this was a different video we did that.
So DFS, man, I was looking hard to see if I can get like a good lineup right now, but I kind of want to be more selective with the DFS this year. Just get my best plays. I do. You said Henderson, right? You like Henderson?
The only thing I will say is I wasn't touching this point for that exact reason is Darrell Henderson. If you want a running back, it's not a top guy. You want to save some money for a top receiver or top 10, whatever you want. Kelsey, Darrell Henderson's gonna be a huge play for the Rams. Sony Michel's still getting acclimated with the offense. Henderson will have 20 touches.
Yeah, I was trying to find a value for him on. I think DraftKings. I saw him at. I think that's 6,000 on DraftKings.
And then McVay even had with their local reporter in LA said something about how Henderson will be like the main back for this week. So no surprise there. The Rams offense with Stafford's going to score. Even if he gets again a touchdown and 60 yards, who cares? That's good value for 6,000.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Go away, DraftKings. I'm trying to find his value, but yeah, I do like Henderson, and I also Antonio Gibson's only 4,900 or 49 or $5,000 on DraftKings, so that's another one I'll probably lock in right now. He's being undervalued for some reason. I don't know why. And I'm kind of liking Trevor Lawrence for week 1, so I gotta really, yeah, yep. I kind of like him. I kind of liking him in week 1 just because the Texans are bad. So
they just traded Bradley Roby on top of that. So the top cornerbacks now on the Saints, I believe, picked him up.
Yeah, the Saints traded for him. Yeah, so that's it, man.
Hopefully, we got some more winners. We'll see. There's no more head Everest being you, but hopefully, we sent you guys again. This was a jam-packed episode, so we're gonna write them down for you guys, get them all organized, and post them on Twitter. You can track them there, and then hopefully, we'll have Kenny join us next week to be our third-person booth.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna also add in James Robinson DFS. He's kind of high, $6,500. I'm also gonna try and tweet out the Action Network link so you guys can follow our plays on Action, and we'll do some live bets on there too, and kind of track everything there. I can't track NASCAR on there yet. I'm still got to figure that out. Why I think I have to.
I'm manually tracking it. I'll let you guys know. Hey, we're up like 7 right now, so it's good. Or 7.5, 8, so it's a good start.
I would say we're up way more on NASCAR than we are on NCAA. And the NCAA is my fault. Last week I kind of shit the bed, but the week 1 I was money, but last week I shit the bed.
All right. That's right. It's week 2 now. It's a tough first week.
All right, y'all. Thanks. Peace. Fuck, man. I don't know. I gotta figure out this laptop.
It wasn't bad. This is the only time it's been an issue, though. So you're fine.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't an issue.
I have it hardwired too, because I was like, oh man, the connection was 3 stars. Let me hardwire. I think it's because I don't know. I gotta talk to one of my computer guys later on, like Scuba.
I just had George do it.
I had George look at it.
He's the IT guy here.
Yeah, because we tried streaming from it before at George's, and it was being real buggy, real slow, and it was running real loud. Because there's other stuff that I need for Twitter or for Twitch. Running backs that play Houston all year.
Facts. Or plays the Lions. They're gonna get like 25 carries each time.
Fade every running back that goes against Tampa Bay. Don't play him.
Also, maybe that was a little foreshadowing, which I told you on our draft show. I don't like Zeke this year.
No, listen. This is the thing. If I watched the game, I was bowling and I was trying to watch the game too at the same time. So I was watching Zeke when he touched the ball. The holes weren't there, but when the holes were there, he hit the holes and he got the yardage. But when the holes were not, they weren't there. Like Vita Vea was eating up 2 blockers. Like that dude was a mountain of a man. He was pushing people.
Oh, I was shit talking Zeke when we did our fantasy draft.
Oh, I know. If they play, because they have a really weak schedule. They don't play a playoff team till like week 11. Let me pull up their schedule really quick while we're here. I know people are still here, but
I just saw Layla Collins got suspended. It was only 5 games, but he's gone for 5 games.
My first pick. I'm pull up Dallas' schedule.
I'm Aaron a thing too. I'm nervous about Zeke because he's had he's averaged over 300 or his career now in 5 seasons. He's averaged over 300 touches a season, and historically, unless you're like a Hall of Fame like all-time running back, there's a dramatic drop off. So I don't like it. His offensive line's taking a hit. I think they're switching to a more of a passing offense with just receiving core and Dak. So I don't know. I just think the writing's in the wall. There's a lot of red flags for Zeke.
One problem with Zeke is the coach Mike McCarthy. Hot take. I think he gets fired. I think he gets fired, and I think Kellen Moore takes over as a coach. Dallas is going to do something stupid like that. Kellen Moore is just a really good offensive coordinator, but you can only do what the game script your coach tells you. Game plan your coach gives you, which is a good game plan against Tampa Bay because their cornerbacks are the weak spot. so you can attack their corners and just don't try to run the ball against them because their front seven are ridiculous. They have the fastest linebackers: Vita Vea, Ndamukong Suh, William Golston. Like those three guys alone.
I don't know why you got to throw William Golston there. If you're just
Dude, William Golston's a space eater. You can't say he's not a space eater.
He's not good.
He's 6. He's good. He's not like all world great, but he's good. He's good. If William Golston played on the Rams, you understand how good he is. You're far away from defensive line play. I'm telling you,
you're just he's not.
It's not because he played at Michigan State.
Correct.
He's also
100%.
No. Because his brother Vernon played at Ohio State, and I thought he sucked. Well, William Golston is good. He's not an all pro good or a Pro Bowl good, but he's good for that scheme that they run in. Because he's a space eater. He's almost like Eric Armstead, like 6'7", like 285 pounds.
Armstead's got talent.
William Golston has talent, but he's not as much talent as Eric Armstead. Obviously, Eric Armstead was a first-round pick. William Golston, I don't think it was a first-round pick.
Well, let's put this down as a disagreement that I don't think that was.
Sure, but I will start worrying about Zeke if he doesn't perform top 10 running back value in weeks 2. Next, if he doesn't, well, Chargers, their defensive line is.
Chargers. Here's the thing, though. Brandon Staley's run their defense. They're going to be.
But they don't have. He doesn't have Aaron Donald though. He doesn't have an Aaron Donald player on that team.
I get that, but they still have some talent. Like Bosa is there. They hope Kenneth Murray, the first round pick from last year, can play better at middle linebacker.
The linebacker, yeah.
And they have Derwin James back. Just those, like that's each level of defense. You're hoping someone's going to be like Pro Bowl quality. So
yeah, we'll see.
And watched. If you watch the Rams, like yes, this thing with the Rams last year is I was shocked at how they performed. I think they're a huge step back defensively this year, but they had Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, and that gives you a lot of leeway as a D coordinator. But the rest of the Rams defense was not. They don't had like there's no like talent there. Like really really good players. They really schemed up very well. They had a lot of unique looks, and I think Staley can bring that same concepts to the Chargers, and I think you're going to see them just may not be a top 5 defense, but then they're going to be a very respectable defense. I like Chargers as sleeper this year anyway, so I don't know. I'm very high on the Chargers, very high on Brandon Staley, not high on Zeke, not high on William Golston. that's
Sean, you still here? Clockner? Maybe not.
After I shit talk Zeke, maybe I scared him off.
No, I mean, we can with that. I mean, obviously,
still here.
Nice, he's still here. I mean, I think Zeke perform. He'll be top 10 running back the next couple weeks. Listen, I think this last week just an outlier. He looks better. Last year he did not look good. This watching the game, he was definitely hitting the holes. He had some hard fought yards. He's definitely seemed like he's motivated, and then he was blocking too. So like most of the time, like we see a running back like Le'Veon Bell, his pro was pass protection. That was one of the things that why Kansas City got him. He did not want to pass protect last year. He was being sour. But at least Zeke, like he lit up. I think it was Devin White.
Le'Veon's a corpse, dude. Who cares? When he bitches about not getting the ball and hating Andy Reid, it's just like, dude, who do you like? There's a reason every team gets rid of you.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying, Sean. Yeah, he was blocked. He only ran the ball 11 times. I think he only had 2 runs that were Le'Veon's washed. It's really funny that the Ravens signed Le'Veon and they signed Freeman, and they're both on the practice squad, but then they signed Murray and signed him to an actual contract.
Actually has like life still. He actually can be a like quality starter. Nothing special. He can be a reliable guy.
Yeah.
Where those two, Freeman is done. I don't know why he's even in the NFL still. And I think same with Le'Veon. They're just names that people remember. Like, oh, I drafted that guy in fantasy 5 years ago. That doesn't mean they're good. They're like 29-year-old running backs. Latavius has like no carries on him. Performed pretty well when the Saints had him. Even performed pretty well. Was he in Minnesota before he's in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere he's been.
Was it Minnesota or was it
Minnesota for a year? I thought he went from Oakland to Minnesota.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I think Latavius is still going to be like even fancy. Like, I grabbed him last night in one of my leagues before it was a sign, just as a chance. Ravens signed him, and I think he'd be solid 10 to 15 carries a game, reliable player.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks for Gus Edwards
Gus Bus, hate to see it.
And Dobbins too, though. Fuck.
And Cam Akers, not forget him.
I don't think his career might be over, man.
Akers?
He's Liz Frank injury.
No, he's not. He's Achilles.
Was it Achilles or who is a Liz Frank?
ETN.
Oh, ETN. Yeah. ETN's a Liz Frank. Yeah, his career might be over because he had a foot injury in college.
You want to keep this? You want to keep this back to the Rams thing because everything's I'll relate back to it. The Rams ended up trading. The trade was ETN and Kayvon Chiason, whatever his name is.
Kayvon Chiason.
That was the trade for Jalen Ramsey. That's what it turned into.
I mean, Chiason's good. Not really. You want to talk about a guy? Who came out of college? I'm like, man, that guy's a freak. He's not good.
No.
I think maybe because he didn't bulk up like he should. Because they have Jonathan Allen, right?
Josh Allen,
not Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen plays for the Redskins.
Yeah.
Oh, Sue, not Redskins. Football team. Man. So what was I going to say?
Talking about Josh Allen, Jacksonville defense.
Yeah. So Jacksonville's defense, like when they got him and they got I'm like, man, that defense should be good. Miles Jack, linebacker. No, they were. He's not good. No.
Oh, and then they had the time too. Then they had Telvin Smith before the hell happened in his career. They had Telvin Smith there too.
Yeah, when you think about the trades that the Rams, we'll see what the Lions do with the picks they got from the Rams to see, how much they gave up for Stafford. I don't know because I think I was trying to look at
this year. So this year's pick to me is gonna be worthless. Next year could be interesting.
Next year, I think it would be a top 10 pick.
No, the Rams are falling off the top. They're not going from. No. I'm not saying the Rams are like a great team, like the most stable thing ever. But I think even with McVay, whatever, this year to me they're going to be a borderline contender in the NFC, and then next year I could see them fall into like a 9-8. But then you pick in the mid-teens, so I don't see a dramatic fall off unless Stafford just is out for a career.
Yeah, no, I got to see what their salary cap looks like.
It's not good. It's not good at all, and they got to pay Stafford still. So it's
he has 2 more years.
It's this year and next year, but they want to. Trust me, the salary cap's not good right now. But the salary cap's a fake number. It doesn't matter. You can easily get under it. They can just restructure a bunch of guys again. Like they can restructure Ramsey, Kupp, Woods, and Donald and be fine. Yeah. I'm worried they're going to lose like Darius Williams, and then they might lose. And Whitworth's going to retire. That's already official. So the O-line's going to be very, very shaky when he's gone, and then you're going to lose. You might lose another cornerback who played very, very well last year. But he's like an under the radar guy because no one knows who he is. Practice squad off the Ravens. Darius Williams. Yeah, he's just saying he's a random.
What college did he go to?
UAB, I think it was.
Oh.
He's old. He's like a third year in the league. He's like 27, 28. And I don't know. He had 2 picks for Russell Wilson last year when the games. One was like a one-handed one. So like again, I had very low expectations for him. He played very, very well.
It's really he's talking about. So speaking of corners, because I'm gonna have to wrap this up in a second. Stingley Jr., man, he might have to start making some plays.
Wait, start making plays? The LSU corner?
Yeah, his stock is dropping.
You think it's like a Grant Delpit? Remember, and he was supposed to be like next LSU, like number 7, like best secondary player. Then he just fell off. I know that second round of the Browns still, but
Browns,
he went from a top 10 lock to all of a sudden.
Yeah, think about Sean Wade. He decided to come back.
Ohio
State. He was a first round pick if he left that year. Decided to come back, and he was a 5th round pick for Baltimore.
I think another he's gonna be fine. I think that title was huge, but Sean's out. Thanks for stopping by, Sean. Well, again, we'll post the picks for you if you're trying to follow any of these. Ed Orgeron's on the hot seat.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He had that one magical year, and it wasn't him. It was Joe Brady and Joe Burrow.
He's the perfect like D coordinator or like he's a good head coach, but he needs good coordinators. So
He
like,
needs coordinators who.
yeah,
So he is a really good. I will say this: he's better at this than James Franklin, because James Franklin is a terrible coach. Really good recruiter, and really good hype man, because the players love him. Because remember, like, he got the job at USC because the players like, oh, coach. The players wanted. He got the job because the players wanted him. But he, man, it's been bad for him.
yeah, he's his. I mean, the thing is, like, you don't have to be great. If he goes like a Michigan thing, you go 9-3, and you're in the SEC, or 8-4, and you're ranked like 20th. No one cares. Like, you're fine still. He's going like 4-4, like in the conference play, and like losing the game, blown out against like Oregon and stuff. That's where it's like, dude, you really hurt yourself.
Yeah. I mean, granted, SEC team going out to the West Coast, who thought that would happen, and played, at UCLA, but
Shocked Georgia and Clemson play each other.
I'm not actually, because it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't hurt them. Like you lose to one of those teams, like it doesn't.
But
Clemson, no, Clemson it does, because they don't have any, like, unless Miami is good ranked, Virginia is good and ranked. Like,
North Carolina was not good.
Yeah, so Clemson, like, if you can place a bet right now to Clemson not to make the playoff, like, bet it. I would.
It easy went out though and say her only loss was week 1 to Georgia.
So like, all right, watch this, okay? Let's play a game. There's 4 spots, okay? All right, 4 spots. Oklahoma.
Not a lock, but they're
not a lot, but let's
contender.
Oklahoma, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Clemson.
I get that,
Right.
but you're basically, if any of those teams falter, there's still a very high percentage, in my opinion, that Clemson wins out. Look at it.
So let's say this, because I don't think I have to double check this. I don't think Alabama and Georgia play each other in the regular season.
It'd be the title game.
It'll be the title game. So they both go undefeated, and then they play each other in the title game.
Okay, so that situation, yes, but then you're basically asking 2 teams to go 13-0 the rest of the year. I know it's plausible, but it's a lot of what ifs for this right here.
But then again, so let's say this: it's the SEC, and let's say they each lose one game, and they're still ranked pretty high, and they play each other, and the game is 13-7. I'm
agreeing with everything you're saying. I just think I'm not going to write off Clemson, because
I think Clemson's on the looking out, because I don't think Clemson. They're look, the way they looked against Georgia. I don't care, man. Like, skill against skill, like the way their offensive line played, they got dominated. There's 5 stars all across the offensive line. You got dominated by Georgia. Granted, Georgia got some dudes on the offensive to defensive line. The wide receivers created no separation. Like, if what's his name?
I don't know his name.
I can't think of his name on Clemson right now, because I was just so pissed he lost me money. But he got no separation running routes. Like, this is one of the dudes that people thought would be a top, like a first round pick. He got no separation running his routes. No, like it's not even the quarterback's fault. Like, when I look back at the replays, like, these guys are like, Georgia's defenses are sticking to him like glue, like white on rice. So they had nothing open for him to do anything. But I mean, granted, North Carolina did not look good week 1. I don't think they'll beat Clemson.
We talked about it too. I think their offense, people gave Howell a lot of credit, and he played well. Their offense was through Carter and through Williams.
But I went back and looked again. He made some bad decisions. He was trying to play hero ball, which you don't want to see.
I don't think he's bad. I'm saying their offense was through those running backs.
Yeah.
And Howell's still going to be a reliable quarterback, but he's not going to be this like Heisman Messiah, wins them the ACC, beats Clemson. I don't see that. So,
yeah, I mean, unless they just route everyone they plays, I can see a chance that the committee pointing to that Georgia game and saying, well, Georgia is 12-1.
Still a very close game too, though. So if they got blown out, I agree with you. That game was so close, and it was Georgia had a pick 6 or a fumble 6, where it was
pick six.
Yeah, that game was such an even game where I agree with you. They're on the outside looking in right now, but in week 1, there's so many what ifs, and they have the easiest schedule the rest of the way. I wouldn't be maybe Oklahoma does, but I wouldn't be too worried if I was.
Oklahoma doesn't have that easy of a schedule, honestly. To be honest with you, they got some teams they can lose to in the Big 12. Texas, they can lose to Texas. That game is never a given one way or the other. Especially with, like, Texas look good week 1. They got some talent.
I told you I bet them for my couch ball parlay.
Yeah, you did.
Money line.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll get you. I'll text you my official things here so we can get them on the old Twitter webs.
Well, just post if you just post it, I'll retweet it.
Or
If
yeah,
you just tweeted it.
it might be easier though if you just to keep it all in one place. If you just we'll do like a recap with it how the plays went.
True. Yeah, I got to figure out. I got a lot of homework to figure out tonight about because I got to fix because now that we're affiliate and people subscribe to us, I don't get notifications on this app. But I might have.
What that means?
Oh, that's fine.
It's out of my juice.
I might have to get George to at least be here to like to produce the show and have it running on his computer.
We should
when people subscribe.
Also, he could be a color guy, just hop in every once in a while.
Exactly. He don't have to
color commentary.
Yeah, I gotta figure something out. All right, I gotta go. I got jet.
All right. Good
yeah,
shit.
so let me know. Yeah, just put it if you put it in a doc and just like.
No, I'll just text you. It'll be easier.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Just text me. If you or right. if you screenshot helps too. If you screenshot your play, and then like crop out like the money that you put on it or whatever. You see how?
No, I don't know about.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I mean, because we're not putting like $100. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have a couple high ones this week.
That's fine. I mean, sometimes I do too, but I'm saying like well, because what I like about action when it's on my
it's in units.
It's in units. I was able to get it to actually post in units. You used to post in dollars, which I was like, I don't want people to know how much money I'm putting on these.
My buddy would be like, dude, I really need this game. It's like an underdog. I'm gonna go, how much you putting? He'd be like, $2. I'm like, go fuck off, dude. I have like 100 on the team to favorite, and you're putting $2 on this underdog. Go fuck off, dude.
No.
I'll pay you $2 to root for the favorite.
I mean, it's different. So like, I was telling somebody I don't put more than like, for like a long shot parlay, I'm not putting more than like $20 on it. Yeah. But some of these people are, if it's like a parlay that's like plus 300, like I might put a unit on that because I'm a little confident in that. It might be 3 games I'm really confident in, but if it's like George's parlay, like I'm not putting more than $5-10 on something like that. Like, kidding me?
That's like the lottery ticket for fun. Like me and teasers, it's for fun.
It's like a fucking so.
Anything? I can't hear you. Wrapping it up.